That's hard. This is a really hard question.
I am afraid of
Heights, I'm afraid of.
Traveling by boat, as well as a fear of bugs, spiders, and I'm definitely afraid of needles. I'm afraid of heartbreak because when you love somebody and you take a lot of time and energy and you give yourself to another person, for them to take that away from you is very hurtful. When they do something to wrong you and harm you, it's like them taking another piece of you. So it's very scary.
I'm afraid of the thought that everything that I'm working for, my lineage, my legacy, that one day it'll all go to pieces, just crumble to pieces and it won't become anything and be forgotten.
uncertainty. I feel like I have lack control over my situations, and that makes me anxious.
My biggest fear would be being alone.
My biggest fear, I would say, is losing myself to my desire to want to fit in, especially in this country. When I wake up every morning, look at the news, look at social media, look at just everywhere around me, I see everything that I don't want to be.
Afraid of losing myself, losing who I am, my identity.
I feel like ever since I got to college, it's been like I'm starting to drift away from like the person I've known to be, or like the person I was kind of raised to be.
Letting people down, disappointed people who I care about, like
my parents, just because they've done so much for me, and I'm only here at the university because of them.
I fear
that I'll get to a point in life and look back and say I didn't fulfill my legacy or leave a mark.
without having an impact on someone or something in the world.
I'm afraid of my talents being wasted and the people who believed in me not believing in me anymore.
I am afraid of not being able to do what I want to do in life.
Shoot, I fear my children not loving me, you feel me? Because I don't reach my pinnacle of height that I should. You know, to be like a really active citizen in society is certain things and skills you need to have. And I want to make sure I'm passing that down to my children. And in my opinion, if I don't pass them down these traits, they're going to hate their life, which in turn will mean they hate me. So that's my greatest fear, that I'm going to reach any of my goals or the goals I need to set my children up for success.
I think the thing I'm most afraid of is losing my mom, because she's so close to me and I just love and appreciate her so much. And so I feel as though if I were to able to lose her, I'd also lose a piece of me. So that's probably my biggest fear.
Losing my dad. I already lost my mom, and losing my dad would be something very tragic to me, and I honestly can't even overcome the thought of losing him. I don't know what I would do without him.
Losing anybody that's close to me, because I don't know what I would do without them. I always have like a recurring nightmare of like either my mom or my dad dying, or like somebody really close to me, and it's like super scary. That's one of my biggest fears.
I call them almost every day now. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have them around. So I just don't like thinking about that. But yeah.
My biggest fear is between aging and losing time. Ever since I was younger, I always had like big ambitions and dreams for myself, and the adults around me, they had dreams and ambitions, but it wasn't as big as mine, because reality set in, and as I got older I started realizing that, but I just don't want to let go.
Definitely one of them. I feel like there's a lot of stuff we can do, a lot of stuff we want to accomplish in life. And I feel like if I was to die right now or die in the next few days, I feel like I would be sad, even though I wouldn't be able to feel it, but I'd be, upset with the fact that, I wouldn't be able to, live out my life the way I wanted to, have kids, get married,
I want to get married by 26 and have kids when I'm 28. And I feel like if I don't meet those deadlines, I'll be confused on what I should do.
Not finding something to do for my life that makes me happy. I couldn't imagine being stuck in an occupation or working on something that I just didn't enjoy.
I fear failure, and I fear the thought that everything that I'm working for, my legacy, my lineage, that one day will just fall to pieces and become nothing.
I don't fear failure. I fear not being successful.
I don't fear not being successful. I fear being alone.
I'm not afraid of being alone.
I am afraid of failing out of college.
I'm not afraid of failing out of school. I'm afraid of growing up and not being happy.
I'm not fearful of growing up and not being happy. I'm afraid of letting my mom down.
I'm not afraid of letting my mom down. I am afraid of not being able to do what I want to do in life and having to make a plan B and not following my plan A.
I'm not afraid of making a plan B. I fear not being able to use my talents.
I'm not afraid to use my talents. I'm afraid of losing myself, losing my identity, and losing who I am.
I can see myself ever since I've gotten to college, you know, kind of drifting away from the person that I know myself as and that I've been raised to be. I feel like I'm afraid of a lot of things. Just fear of losing people.
I don't fear losing friends. Friends come and go, but over time, like, it's hard to keep our relationships and you gradually change. And all of that changing prevents us from actually like having the same qualities that brought us together. So over time, you have to change into a new man or a new woman. You just gotta throw away with the old and move in with the new and try to retain what you can. I fear my children not loving me.
I want to be able to show my kids that I love them and that they mean the world to me. And I feel like if I don't do that as a parent, I'm not doing my job. I also have a fear of not being the person God has planned or destined me to be, not reaching my full potential.
I am afraid of not reaching my full potential because if I don't, then I guess all the time and effort I put into myself, reaching to a certain point, I feel like it'll be wasted. I'm afraid of the future, what is to come, I guess, like not knowing what's going to happen. I am not afraid of what the future holds because I think the future is an opportunity for myself to be surprised. I think that's the exciting part about it because it's not knowing what is going to happen is like makes it more exciting when it does happen.
I'm afraid of disappointing my parents.
I'm not afraid of disappointing my parents. I'm mostly afraid of like dying without having an impact on someone or like helping someone outside of the world.
I don't have a fear of not making a lasting impact on the world. I think I more so fear not letting the world down, but like letting myself down, my parents down. I feel like they hold me to such a high standard, and you know I just want to make everyone proud, do it for my culture, you know.
The people I fear letting down would have to be my parents because they've done so much for me and I would hate to let them down and disappoint them. Personal fear of mine is not fulfilling my purpose because I feel like everybody has a purpose on this earth and I just try every day to achieve or try to figure out what that purpose is and I would just hate to leave this earth and not fulfill it.
I'm not afraid I won't fulfill my purpose in life. I'm kind of afraid that the plan that I set for my life, like the deadlines, like I won't meet them. Like I have this plan that I'll get married by 26, start having kids by 28, and I feel like if I don't meet those, I'm gonna kind of feel useless or like I don't know what to do next.
I don't fear not being able to meet my life's deadlines because I don't really have any deadlines. I just like to take each day as it comes.
My personal fear is being broke.
I'm a college student. I've been there, done that, so I feel like it's just a learning experience.
Uncertainty. I hate not knowing things. It gives me, I feel like I don't have control over situations.
I don't fear having control over situations. I believe in life just happens as it goes, so you shouldn't control what's going on. Just go with the flow. I have two personal fears. One is rejection, like not just like but relationship wise, but like rejected from opportunities that I feel like will help me succeed because I don't want to feel like since I've been rejected, I know in my mind I'm gonna be like, well, I guess I'm not good enough for this, so maybe I'll go do this. And another one is like being heartbroken because that's just like horrible. Nobody wants to be heartbroken, but I'm just one of those people that love really hard and I like hope to find someone who loves me even harder and like stick with me no matter what.
I do not fear rejection.
I do not fear heartbreak. My biggest fear is losing myself to my desire to wanting to fit in with society. I see selfishness, I see greed, I see corruption, I see materialism, I see hatred. I basically see everything that I don't want to be.
I don't really fear conforming and losing my identity. It's I pretty much have my own set of morals and standards I hold myself to, so I don't really fear losing those because I know I've been in situations where I could lose them, but I can easily see why college would be a kind of environment where you would lose those. My personal fear, I only got one. So my personal fear is falling backwards.
If you don't really know if you have someone there to protect you or to hold you, sort of like a trust fall, you can really end up hurt, be it physically falling or socially, professionally, academically. When you fall backwards, you can't see what's behind you.
I can't really do that because I don't like that feeling.
I don't fear falling backwards because it's like if it's not scary to fall.
I've fallen so many times, I'm very clumsy, so I don't fear falling.
I fear of losing my family or anybody that's close to me.
Thinking about losing them, that's just like, I don't think I could handle that. Yeah. Personal fear, I think, is hoping I made the right decisions, especially like choosing my major and coming here to Michigan. Sometimes I feel like, did I make the right decision?
I'm not afraid of making the wrong mistake.
What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of being homeless.
Because a lot of homeless people are, they're not thought of. And definitely their situation, mostly people don't even think of them as humans and walk past them in the street. Aging.
I'm not afraid of aging, because if you don't age, then you're not living. My biggest fear, I would say, is being alone.
I don't like being alone very often. I'm very extroverted. I don't like being alone.
I'm afraid that I'm setting myself up to go down this long road of all of this school and hard work. And I'm afraid I won't find something that I truly enjoy. And so I feel like my biggest fear is not being happy with what I do.
I would be afraid if I've been doing all of this to, get to that goal and I just don't make it.
My biggest personal fear is the black Santa Claus. Because when I was little, me and my little brothers and sisters, we had like a black singing Santa Claus. But one day he was singing without the batteries in him. So we was scared, right? And then we threw him away. But then the next morning we woke up, he was there. So then that same day, my mama took us to the mall and we saw the black Santa Claus at the mall. And he was just looking at us, waving at us, telling us to come over to him and take a picture. But we knew that he knew that we threw his friend away.
I'm not afraid of black Santa. Be straight up 100, that's it. I say that my biggest personal fear is not succeeding. Really, I don't know, I just fear that sometimes, like being here at Michigan, it is pretty difficult, especially studying engineering. I have days when I wake up and I just feel like man, what, do I really deserve to be here? Should I really be doing this? And then I may take a test and not do so good on it. And that's even more discouraging.
I'm not afraid of failing because I failed before, and a failure is an opportunity to learn. My biggest personal fear is that I don't leave a mark or the legacy that I feel that I was supposed to leave.
I would say that I'm not afraid of not leaving some sort of mark on the world, but if I did, I would be lying. That is something that worries me. The thought that one day I could be gone and not be able to say I contributed something or made some sort of lasting impact on the world and the people around me. It is kind of scary. Being forgotten in time is definitely something to terrify. I'm afraid of temptation. I'm afraid of not making the people I love proud, which is why sometimes I keep skeletons so deep in my closet that I forget they're even there. I'm afraid of hurting people. I'm afraid of being read and figured out. And sometimes I'm even afraid of myself. But that's okay.
Fear is not a bad thing.
Keeps you on your toes.
I just think it's something that exists in all of us.
I think it'd be bad if you didn't have fear, because it means that you care about something, or that you're looking out for yourself in your own best interest. And so not being afraid of anything, I feel like you wouldn't be taking your life too seriously.
Sometimes fear can save your life, that fight or flight thing.
It sometimes prevents people from doing stupid stuff.
Fear drives talent.
It builds character.
It helps you learn and grow, become a bigger and better person.
Fear is something that can strengthen all of us. I guess it also teaches us to step out of our comfort zone.
The only way to move out of your comfort zone, I feel like, is to scare someone. It's like getting rid of the hiccups or something.
It is a bad thing if you live limited by your fears.
We can't let that fear overcome us or overtake us, because fear is something that should motivate us to do what we want to do or reach our full potential.
It helps you grow as a person, it helps you learn from your mistakes, and I think fear is necessary for you to come to realize what things are important to you and how to overcome things.
I think it's a good thing because it adds suspense to life.
I don't think fear is a bad thing. It's a part of what makes us human. Fear can be bad if you consume yourself in it, but if you can get past it, stop it.
Fear is a motivator to help me succeed because I don't want to be broke.
It makes us who we are, and it shapes, our beliefs and our motivations to do things and overcome. So I think it's kind of helpful in a sense. So.
All of your dreams and goals are on the opposite side of fear.
Fear is beautiful, you feel me? You need that fear, man. You need that, you gotta eat that, you feel me?
I think it's okay for us to be scared of things sometimes.
We aren't meant to be fearless.
We're meant to find somebody trapped in the dark and being their guiding light.
They're a helping hand.
We're meant to do it.
Not alone, but together.
We're meant to be afraid and do it anyway.
We're meant to be brave for you.
And the person next to you.
And the thing about bravery is,
It doesn't come in the absence of fear.
Bravery is the ability to look fear in its face.
And tell it to move aside.
Always remember.
You are braver than you seem.
Smarter than you think.
And more courageous than you ever imagined. So tell me, what are you afraid of?
I fear
Wait, I have a fear of boat travel. What type of does that?
That's you. That's your personal problem.
I know.
Do you?
Drew, I hate you so much.
I'm not afraid of failing. Okay, stop.
What is your personal fear?
I have two. One is betrayal. Oh my God, that is not it. And can you count, Drew?
Alright.
I thought you were just gonna say it.
It doesn't come in the absence of fear. You waited like 3 whole seconds. Whatever, I'm sorry. Oh, go? You're just gonna edit this, right?
Yeah.
I gotta wait for
Wait, keep it in.
I gotta stop real.
Always remember. I'm smiling. Okay, wait.
I do not fear rejection. Do it again. I can be a part of your work.
And that's a wrap, folks.
What I'm scared of is getting hits like a fiend and then being high and it's not what it seems. Damn. What are you afraid